right, a little bit of a palate cleanser. Charlie Kirk, he is the head of, what is it, Turning Points USA?
Yeah.
It's a conservative college group. It's basically a slush fund for a lot of wealthy donors. Do they get Coke money?
Oh, yeah.
They get a lot of Coke money. They've been affiliated with Don Jr. They are sort of
They organize a lot of the speaking events on campus where you have like fascists and borderline fascists come speak, like Ann Coulter and Sebastian Gorka.
They're the propaganda arm. Now again, like, of course, these are all people that are regularly, like, I've spoken at a few college campuses, but I'm not on the regular circuit to get money from oligarchs to go terrorize transgender student circuits and then go, oh, my speech is repressed. That's where Charlie Kirk is coming from. And this is a segment this is not, I mean, I guess this Fox and Friends segment is amazing because it's this perfect fusion of conservative victim complex fused with conservative low HQ for humor quotient. They actually got over 3 minutes out of this. It's a hysterical segment. Check it out.
Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk recently tweeted about the messages he receives from conservative college students. He said, I get countless number of messages from students who say professors are lowering their grades, you can see it right there, and penalizing them for being conservative. Conservative students shouldn't be targeted for disagreeing. Well, in a now deleted tweet back, liberal writer and former Deadspin contributor Jesse Farrar replied to Charlie saying this. He said, they shouldn't do that. It's not right. They should hold the conservative students' heads underwater until they stop breathing instead. Here to respond is Charlie Kirk, founder and executive director of Turning Point USA. Charlie, thanks for joining us. So you're pointing out basically an obvious fact at this point that there is bias against conservative students in the classroom. It's either hide your view or be quiet.
Obvious
and you
fact.
get this kind of response on Twitter. We should drown you instead?
Yeah, I looked at it, and so the interesting part of what happened after that is I sent out a tweet. I said, well, Jesse must be joking. I don't think it's very funny. And then he responded to my tweet, no, I'm not joking. And I'm stunned. He's calling for the public death of conservative students via waterboarding suffocation. And then it even went to a higher level where a journalist from the Independent Journal Review contacted Deadspin and said, what do you think about this? And the deputy editor said, well, I can't agree with the methods, but I can't say it wouldn't make the world a better place.
Pause it.
Here? I mean,
Cosine.
That's not the full statement either, as we'll see.
you have liberal journalists literally advocating that the world will be a better place if conservative students are killed. They disagree with us.
He just said he can't argue the opposite.
So much, and they're so bothered by our worldview and our viewpoint that they literally want us dead. And look, I hate playing the victim, but this is beyond.
Oh,
this is
really?
beyond the pale.
Well,
of
this
anything
isn't
that I've
about
come
playing the
across.
victim.
The original tweet was about college students being victimized by grades.
Your whole job is to get subsidized by the most abusive people in our world to play the victim about nonsense, to gin in a misplaced sense of victimhood so that there are more young people that take on your trash politics. Don't knock your core brand proposition, bro.
This is beyond the pale of
Well,
anything
this isn't
that I've come
about playing the
across.
victim. It's about pointing out their true thoughts. We've got those two, the tweet you sent and the response tweet as well. So you tweeted back at him thinking it had to be a joke. You tweeted, interesting, seems to call for the death of conservative students via waterboarding, suffocating. I'm sure he is joking, but imagine if conservatives made a joke like that against liberals. And Farrar tweeted back, I'm not joking. So you specifically invoked waterboarding. He says I'm not joking. And as you mentioned, the Independent Journal Review reached out to the current editor of Deadspin, Barry Pecheski, on the tweet. And this is what they said defending that tweet. Take a listen. He said, while Farrar no longer writes regularly for Deadspin, we as an organization do support his stance of trolling white supremacist supported and associated organizations like Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. And while I would not personally advocate the method mentioned in Farrar's obvious joke tweet you seem to be using to try to snitch him to his employers, I can't argue that it wouldn't make the world a better place. So he says, I may not agree with the methods, but if they're dead, the world's a better place.
He's actually said a lot more than that. He basically called him on everything from his disgusting job to being a snivelly little snitch, then reinforced the same point and actually made the same funny joke again. And I think what's funny in this segment is that, like in the O'Reilly era, or a guy like Tucker Carlson actually probably wouldn't do this because he likes segments where like liberals are the ones that are, either saying something trivial or silly or being overly uptight or have like a genuine moral position about something that he can sort of hit in a tsunami of nonsense. But like, they would at least understand that this was a joke. They did get, I don't know about Charlie Kirk, but they definitely got the anchor. It's like, this is messed up.
Yeah, Charlie's like,
I can't believe they're saying this.
Charlie's still playing the thing like, I know he might have been joking, but this is the hypocrisy thing. The guy's like, no, this is what they literally think.
This is literally what they think. I also like how when did drowning become waterboarding? He's like, does he think it's adding punch to it? Like, if you said you just like drowning somebody's pretty messed up in and of itself. You don't need to add like the waterboarding procedure.
Well, I
it.
mean, are they anti-water? Are they anti-waterboarding?
Right.
According to their side, waterboarding is not torture.
I thought waterboarding was how we should structure our foreign policy.
Yeah, like outside of anything Farrar said, we'll say on the record that if we are a society that does waterboard people, I would like to see it applied to like the Koch brothers rather than like some confused fundamentalist halfway around the world. Personally.
Oh, let me just savor that image for a minute. Okay.
This all gets back to a complaint that they're getting graded harder unfairly because they're conservatives, correct?
Yes.
Did you guys see the paper that went around Twitter from like Kansas State where this kid wrote a paper about standing for the flag at the during the national anthem, and it just gets like the professor just like very like like basically like says this is just a bad paper. Right. And they have some pull quotes from it on Mediaite, and it's pretty great.
Okay, you got to send. This is TMBS.
Yeah.
While you're looking for that, I was looking in the replies for I think another tweet on the same topic, and there were conservatives sort of doing this like, oh, we're agreeing that this is a problem thread, and one of the guys like, so what? One of the guys says, I got kicked out of or left journalism school in the '80s when this was also a problem because of opinions, and one person says like, what opinion? There's like, I couldn't say anything positive about the Reagan Star Wars campaign.
Which is also like doubly wrong because like writing like hawk apologies for Reagan in like any outlet in the 80s, like,
but not for a journalism professor.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
But get you a gig at the New Republic. Like, hey, I'm liberal, but we should definitely massacre nuns.
Yeah, what
counterintuitive take.
What is he saying is he lacked the perseverance to be able to cash in.
Yeah, he lacked the ability to deal with like a couple of rude comments in a B in order to get the easiest job in the world, which is writing pro-war columns in Washington, D.C. in the 1980s. These people are such losers. It's unbelievable.
They're going to hate the gulag.
Oh, it's going to be really bad. We decided on TMBS when we put David Brooks into the gulag, we were also saying that we would let him scratch his columns into the walls, and then we were going to move him when he got 3 paragraphs in. It's great. See what you did? You guys, if you didn't have to try to steal every last single thing, Jamie would be like at some like, goth party somewhere. I would be like working at like Tony Blair Associates as a consultant.
I'd be like a English teacher adjunct.
You'd be an English teacher adjunct.
I had a great life before this.
Yeah, Brendan would be writing about like fish and sports.
For the record, for canon, I don't like fish at all.
Okay, all right, just go with
Fish sucks.
I just said that I would be working for
don't
Tony.
at me.
I just said I'd be working for Tony Blair. Jesus Christ. Okay, you weren't the only one that got a little thrown under there, bro.
His assessment of me
That's a
was
salvo.
accurate.
Yes, I gave Jamie a pretty accurate assessment, and I let Matt determine himself. And we got a little bit dragged, but it's okay. You will get added now. Do you remember? I loved that T-shirt. That T-shirt that was like Jerry's dead, fish sucks, get a job. That was like one of my favorite reactionary T-shirts I've ever seen. I can't even. I don't know. I don't hate fish. I just don't get it. Which is actually, it's to just simply not get something is actually more challenging than hating something. Like I've listened to it and I'm like, yeah, cool. I get that they're musicians. They do that.
I just don't
Totally
like
not offensive. I have no idea why anybody would like camp out to listen to this. but sure, whatever.
It's just a category I could very easily fall into without people trying very much to stereotype me.
Oh, so it's like when somebody says, "Oh, Mike's favorite reggae artist is Movado," I have to be like, "No, it's not true."
Exactly.
Well, actually, Movado's pretty
Well,
good.
what do you like, Brendan?
Nothing.
You like the Dead? Stop it.
I do. I don't like getting put on the spot here. I like a lot of stuff.
Like the war on drugs.
The narcissism
I would
of
say-
small differences.
Yeah. If you want to get my music taste, I recommend the blogs, Aquarium Drunkard and New Commute. Good follows on Instagram. Good playlists online. Good stuff.